Pursuant to the rule, the bill is considered, pardon me. Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentlewoman from North Carolina is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of H.R. 3941, the Schools Not Shelters Act. In simplest terms, this bill ensures that any public K-12 or post-secondary education institution that houses illegal aliens will not receive a penny of funding from hardworking taxpayers. Tens of thousands of illegal aliens are pouring into cities across the country as this administration does nothing to secure the southern border. At its height in May, the average number of illegal border crossings averaged 10,000 per day. It's unsustainable and a slap in the face of Americans and those who come legally. What's worse, Biden's allies at the state and local level have proposed using public school facilities to accommodate the influx. Schools are for educating students, not housing illegal aliens. That statement shouldn't be controversial, yet somewhere along the way, the left diverged from reality and lost sight of what's best for students. Take New York, for example. New York City Mayor Eric Adams recently announced plans to allocate up to 30 public school gymnasiums as overflow to house illegal aliens. Governor Hochul doubled down by expressing interest in housing 1,500 illegal aliens in dorms at a few SUNY campuses. Adult illegal aliens, not children, were already being housed in Brooklyn at Public School 188 facilities by mid-May. Because of the thousands of migrants coming into New York City every week, New York City officials have stated they are, quote, in no position to take anything off the table, end quote, when it comes to housing migrants. Unfortunately, these actions set precedent for other localities to follow. For example, in Chicago, 800 illegal aliens are being housed in 2 colleges. H.R. 3941 puts a stop to this, and for good reason. First, housing illegal aliens in public schools diverts educational resources away from students already reeling from the effects of prolonged school closures during the pandemic. An entire generation of students has fallen behind academically. If you want proof, look no further than the latest NAEP student test scores for math, reading, civics, and history. They're abysmal. Every educational resource available must be aimed at getting students back on track. Unfortunately, that's not a reality for many school districts. In El Paso, surges in illegal aliens required the city to spend $300,000 a day in 1 month alone. That's nearly $10 million in 1 month, every dollar of which should have gone to students and our citizens. Second, these policies drain institution budgets. It was reported that campuses within the University of Maine system that considered housing illegal aliens found that doing so would require millions to renovate unused facilities. Beyond giving an old building a facelift, consider the recurring cost: electricity, water, and transportation. And those are just the basics. Make no mistake, institutions that bear increased costs to house illegal aliens will ultimately transfer that burden to students through tuition hikes or the American taxpayer. And third, these actions perpetuate this administration's illegal border policies. Like many of the left's policies, they are short-sighted and do not address the root challenges that they're intended to solve. Housing illegal aliens in educational facilities is no different. President Biden caused this mess at the southern border. He, along with his allies at the local and state level, should be the ones paying for their disastrous policies, not school children or post-secondary students. Above all, consider this: no state, no city, no school district, and no institution is immune to the effects of an open border. Because of President Biden, every state has become a border state. What we're voting on in the Schools Not Shelters Act is a change of priorities, putting students and taxpayers above the failed policies of President Biden. The Schools Not Shelters Act sends a message that Republicans will not stand for the left's sanctuary cities that continue to run cover for this administration. Nothing outweighs the success and safety of students. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlelady from North